Anti-Semitic incidents across the United States are at a record high. The Anti-Defamation League reports a 500% jump in incidents in the past decade.
The organization, which records incidents yearly, found a 36% increase nationwide in 2022. There are more than 3,600 instances of assault, harassment, or vandalism. This is the highest number on record since the group began its annual audit in 1979. We want to bring in Vice President of the Center on Extremism for the Anti-Defamation League, Oren Segal. Oren, thanks for joining us. Break down these numbers for us and how significant they are.
Yeah, Errol and Meg, thanks for having me. We documented 3,697 anti-Semitic incidents in 2022, which is not only a 36% increase from the previous year, but the highest number of incidents reported to ADL since 1979. That's 10 incidents per day. And to put the numbers in perspective, anti-Semitic incidents in 22 are nearly 4 times as high as they were just back in 2014. These findings, at the end of the day, show that anti-Semitism is a clear and present danger, but also put some data behind the fact that the Jewish community has felt so vulnerable, not only in 2022, but in the last few years.
And these types of attacks aren't just directed at individuals. Places of worship have also been targeted, including your own, I understand, in New Jersey, firebombed, in fact. Talk to us about how that terrorizes people and why you think there's been an increase in such crimes.
Yeah, so our audit is made up of incidents of vandalism, harassment, and also assaults. And what we saw in 2022 was a high volume of organized white supremacist activity, for example, where they would leave anti-Semitic flyers in people's lawns or, put banners over highways. We saw a 49% increase of anti-Semitic incidents at K through 12 schools, which is frankly probably an undercount considering how many, children may not feel comfortable to report those incidents. And then deeply troubling, we saw increase of attacks against the Orthodox community, 67% increase to 59 incidents last year. These are often people who are more visibly Jewish in communities like Brooklyn. And so all told, the reason why is a couple of factors. Influencers are using their platforms to promote hatred. As an example, Kanye West had more followers on Twitter than there are Jews on the planet Earth. We are also seeing social media normalize the type of tropes and anti-Semitic disinformation that normalizes that. And so all those things combined, I think, again, are bared out in this data and speak to a particular moment in time where many in the Jewish community are feeling vulnerable.
Oren, what's the solution here? What do you want to see done to cut down on this rise in violence?
Right, so anti-Semitism, like other forms of hate and extremism even more broadly, requires a whole of society approach. We need to make it more difficult for anti-Semitic ideas and narratives and those who want to exploit social media platforms to spread that to be able to do that, right? Accountability in the platforms that enable this communication to happen, I think is a reasonable first step. Secondly, we need our leaders to not allow anti-Semitism to go unresponded to, but to stand up and condemn it. One of the lessons I learned when my synagogue was firebombed was that 2 days later, communities of various backgrounds, religious, ethnic, etc., showed up and said, this does not represent our community. Those signs of allyship and rejection of hate when they happen are also critically important.
Yeah, that support is so critical. Oren Segal, thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Oren.
Take care.